Hello, happy witching hour. It's High Priestess Jamila. Hello. So I couldn't get to sleep until I came on here and made this announcement and just to talk for a few minutes. Um, Hello, Stevon Harris. Good morning. Happy witching hour. So I wanted to come and talk real quick about the various spiritual and ritual abuse that happens on this website. And I will not be responding to it anymore. When I first joined the spiritual community, or I didn't really feel like I joined the spiritual community, I went and sought out people with similar interests, which is what the normal thing is to do, and ran into quite a few very spiritually abusive people on here. And that's exactly how you can describe what they do, okay? The various tactics. The various tactics to get a response out of you is by making an accusation that's not true. And these people really, really, really want my attention bad because they tried to make up something horrific, something totally untrue about me. Um, and they believe that this is a tactic to continuously get a response out of me. And I'm not doing anymore. I'm not interested in your content or what you have to say. The various titles and videos, um, either insulting or abusing me because I'm a witch. I'm just not doing it anymore. I don't care what you say. You can have a train of clowns, and I'm just not going to respond to you. I'm not doing it anymore. It's definitely spiritual abuse, and it's very ritualistic. Um, and it's not good. It's not good for me. It's not good for people that actually do enjoy my content. And you know what? It's starting to get confusing to people. And I've even stepped outside of who I actually am. And it kind of makes me look like I'm participating in spiritual or ritual abuse. And I don't do that. Um, I feel like as a witch, if someone says something about me in social media, then I handle it at my altar. There's no need for me to respond at all. So I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm not going to argue and go back and forth with anybody. I'm done with that. There's a couple of different spirits that have been helping me too, to get through the spiritual abuse. And, no, they're not Christian spirits, but they've been really assisting me. I have, I feel like I've not suffered, but I have had the most horrific spiritual abuse being done to me by people who, some of them, I don't believe that they are real witches. And sometimes you gotta watch out for that, subliminals and people saying things and putting ideas in your head. Um, I've gotten all kinds of threats for the past 10 years, threats to my children, um, threats to my family, threats to people that I care about, just throughout the years. Um, and it led me to this place in my mind to where it was just overkill. It was overkill because the only thing I could think about was protecting the people that I love, especially my children. I'm not the type of person to go around and threaten people. I'm not that kind of witch. I don't go around and threaten people's family. I don't go around and I don't threaten people's children, pregnancies, wombs. I don't do things like that. There's no need for me to do that. And those things have been done to me consistently, to the point where I have felt essayed on here. Just the and it's very, very uncomfortable. Uh, it's extremely distasteful for me. Okay, it is. And what you want to do is you want to do the same thing back to a person, and that's understandable, right? I don't want to do that, you know. So I feel like when you eliminate the connection, you eliminate the connection with that. I'm not interested in hearing any abusive tactics, whether or not it's spiritual abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. I'm just not interested in hearing it. I'm not. I know that different people grew up differently, and I don't judge people. I was looking at a video a few minutes ago and I couldn't finish it because I had already heard the story about this young lady that castrated her own father. But in this particular story, it talked about her grandmother and how evil her grandmother was and how abusive her grandmother was. And I was thinking about my own grandmother, and I was thinking, oh my God, I was so lucky because my grandmother showed me nothing but love, and so did my mother. But my grandmother, she showed me extra love and kindness and just was the coolest, sweetest person in the world. Like, my heart goes out to people that were raised with abuse and degradation and just evil and hate. I wasn't raised that way, and it's not something that I enjoy. It's not an environment that I'm used to. Um, and for a while, for some reason, I was thinking, well, it's Georgia, it's Georgia, it's Georgia. But whenever I get out and about in Georgia, I run into so many amazing people. I always have. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't Georgia. It's just people on the internet. People that, you know, that probably are more loose lipped because they're on the internet, of course. Okay. Microphone gangsters. Okay. So, but I just don't want to hear it. I don't want it in my consciousness. I don't want it in my subconsciousness. Okay. Um, Technically, I guess if it's a spiritual war or a spiritual battle, you don't necessarily have to, hear what a person that considers themselves to be an adversary has to say about you. You don't necessarily have to, right? And to just keep responding. 10 years of the same thing, it becomes so obvious, after a while, what people are doing. And I'm just not feeding that anymore. I'm not. I don't, and especially, some of the social stuff, like what's going on with that sector, that's kind of different, even though the spiritual abusers do use and hide behind that sector. They do. I'm talking about the direct spiritual abuse has got to go into the darkness. It's got to go out of the consciousness, the subconscious, period. You can't do nothing to hurt me. You can't do anything to hurt my family. You can't do anything to anybody that I love, period. So I'm not, as far as the recent things that happened with the landlord, that's my landlord. People online, they don't want me to talk about the landlord because they want me to talk about them. But you don't have any power. The landlord did. The landlord is holding the moolah that I want to get from them. So why would I focus on you? I didn't have a lease agreement with you. I rented a house from a slumlord that, so why would I talk about you? You want me to talk about you, but you're not relevant to me, actually. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it. And there's so many things that I'm working on right now, so many projects, so many projects. um, Mojo bags and um, aromatherapy jars and just a lot of different things that are going to be helpful to people. And it confuses people. I don't want people to hear me speak that way. I just thought about something when my father was alive, because my father, he passed away in April of this year, right? And so when me and my father actually stopped speaking shortly after my mother passed away, and I hadn't spoke to him ever since. And I think it was just old age, and you know how that is. You know, I can talk to my father whenever I want. But I never forget several years ago, like in the, just in the whole crust of the thing that was going on the internet. My father, he said, I had spoken to him briefly on the phone, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Okay, I listened to one of your lives, and I was shocked to hear you speak that way." And at the time, I was kind of upset with him because I was like, "Well, why are you blaming it on me? Do you have any idea what those people are doing?" And he said, he said, "What are they doing? They can't do anything to hurt you. What are they doing? Ignore them. Why are you responding to them? You're just making yourself look bad. Don't respond to those people. I don't like to hear you talk like that." He was right. He was absolutely right. That's not even a part of my personality. I mean, it's not to say that I'm not badass and I'm not tough or whatever. Like I can, but not in that way. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And, you only really, honestly, you only allow to happen to you what you allow to happen to you. So I have power and control over whether or not I deal with spiritual abuse. It is spiritual abuse. It's not only spiritual abuse, it's sexual abuse. I've got people, um, you know, uh, trying to speak on my sexuality. It's financial abuse. It's, I have the power if I'm as to if I'm going to even participate, because the way that you don't participate is you don't listen. You don't listen. And it's a difficult thing because if you notice, a lot of these people on here are constantly trying to form chords to you. Okay. And I did a cord cutting yesterday. And immediately people going live 2 or 3 times a day, they want to form some kind of connection or chord. I'm not allowing it. And like I said, there's a few spirits that I've got pacts with that are not allowing it either. And they've already instructed me on what to do is about it. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, no, no. I hope that a lot of other people can follow my lead on that, because again, life is too short. And there's things that I enjoy. That's just like, I was sharing music, Cisco the Thong Song. I love that video. I love at the end of the video when when it's like this big explosion and he's like, yeah, yeah. Then and then his eyes are glowing green and stuff. And it just, and then I like cooking videos. I don't like that. I don't like it. I never did really. I never did like that black sector either. Everybody knows how I felt about it. Just arguing all the time for what? That was one of the reasons why I quit hanging around my family because it was too many arguments. Like I don't want to sit and argue with somebody. That's stressful. Argue for what? We're all grown. Nobody controls anybody at the end of the day. So, I'm done talking about it. I don't want to talk about made up stuff, something that somebody is making up. I don't want to talk about that. That's not real, you know? I don't want to talk about somebody else's illusion or somebody else's delusion that they want to make up. I'm not interested. I'm not. And I don't my readings and my rituals, they're not for entertainment purposes at all. They're not. They're real. They're very, very real. I tell you what else is real, enjoying life. Okay? Enjoying life. Bad negative spirits. That's very real. I'm no longer listening to bad negative spirits that don't have my best interest at heart. And it has nothing to do with a demon, a goetic demon. No, those are everybody. When you're arguing and going back and forth with somebody, you're arguing with their demons. My demons tell me, what you arguing with them for? What you arguing with them for? For what? So, you know, I'm done with that. Completely done. Time to walk away. I'm not saying that, I'm not going to be cool with people that are involved with it. I ain't the type of person to force somebody to do something just because I'm doing it. But I just know that for me, I'm not interested. There are so many other things, like basically I feel like I've been on vacation. I do. I've been on a little vacation, and like the 3 days of the little vacation that I've been on, 3 or 4 days, have been filled with controversy and arguing over what? You're irrelevant. I'm sorry. You just have to accept when you're irrelevant to a person. You do. You have to accept that. A person doesn't have to validate you. That's validate yourself. I want to start spending time doing the things that I enjoy, and then also paying attention to the people that are positive and appreciate me. Why stay focused on negative people? That ain't even how I do it. The way I do it, I'll write your name on a stick and burn it. Go away. I have no reason to talk to you about what, argue with you about what. So I'm not gonna let nobody on here make me look crazy anymore. Trust me, after a while, if a person just continues to make a big production about you and you're ignoring them, guess what? That person is gonna, well, they already look crazy, but they're gonna look quadruple crazy because they're having a conversation with themselves, ain't they? I feel like just letting them talk to themselves. Just talk to yourself. I'm not even gonna offer you my hand to talk to. Not talk to the hand, just talk to yourself. You don't even exist to me. That's literally how I feel about it. We just had a full moon. Snuck up on us, didn't it? I think it was a buck moon or something. I was out there looking at the moon a few hours ago. You know what I mean? That's where I got that beautiful picture from. So I'll put up my moon gazing pictures soon. And I just want to stay focused on the things that I enjoy and the people that I love, and move on, Okay. And them spirits that I'm working with, they're gonna, like, please don't try them. Don't try them. Don't leave them alone. Leave them alone. If you're curious, you'll find out. You want to be curious? Okay, go ahead, curious. You're going to find out, because they going to do their job. Okay, praise God and praise Lilith. Praise Lilith. She going to make sure they do their job. Now, I know that that sounds like a challenge to some people. Ooh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to get her attention? Try it. Is all I got to say is try it. Try to get my attention. Okay. And with that said, that's pretty much it. Um, Not participating in that. That's not what our craft is about anyway. And I am more of a um shamanic witch. I'm not like into bitchcraft or anything like that, arguing, going back and forth. My spirits, they don't really argue with people. They just do what they got to do. And we definitely don't lie on people. We don't lie on people. We don't come on here and try to use people's names to get attention. It's been a lot of stuff that just has not been within my character, you know. So I'm done with that. Okay. Part of the reason why people walk away from religion is to escape spiritual abuse. You walk away from religion to escape spiritual abuse, and then a lot of people become disappointed because they come to social media, and that's all you see is these frauds in the spiritual community doing what? Spiritually abusing people. And you can't heal from spiritual abuse being spiritually abusive. Can't do it. So, and then these people are trolls, even if they do come from like a church or something, they're still trolls. Like I had a troll called Watchtower. I'm not a, um, I didn't understand that, some of these names that they use, they're trolls, you know, and trolls love to pretend to be something that they're not so that they can get people's attention. Okay. And Stevan said, if I fall asleep, I've heard of people falling asleep to my voice. All my babies fell asleep to my voice. I'm just like my father. I had when my babies was little bitty babies, when they were toddlers and stuff, I would just sit and talk to them. They be sitting there falling asleep. I didn't read bedtime stories. I just would sit and talk. My father would do the same thing to me. But anyway, that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope that everybody has a good day today. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm not. I just wanna rebuild. Is what I'm working on, is rebuilding, because all that stuff did was tore everything down in social media. Okay. So I'm not into it anymore. Never have been into it. And everybody knows I don't like to be forced into something that I don't want to do. I don't like that. So, you can call me a witch, a broke witch, a ugly witch, a hag witch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. But I'm going to appreciate it by not hearing it. Okay. Yeah. No more. Okay. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. Y'all have a good one. Blessings to y'all. I got to go. I'm focused on my Look Nasada group right now because people are coming in. People are getting in my Look Nasada group. I don't know why people assume that just because I have a change of location, that means that I'm not running a business anymore or running a spiritual business. Yes, I'm still running a spiritual business. Okay. So I gotta go. I will see y'all later. All right. Blessings. Peace.